Jafar al-Hisabi enjoys some quality time with his family. This time is precious to the British citizen with dual Bahraini nationality after a harrowing experience in his home country after a religious holiday with his mother and two of his daughters in August last year. Jafar is a political activist. He campaigns for human rights in his native Bahrain, which is illegal in the country. Human rights groups have reported that those accused of it have been tortured as a result. Jafar was subjected to a particularly savage and humiliating form.
They put me in a basement, in a cell 2 by 2, isolated from nothing, from everywhere. We can't hear nothing, we can't see nothing, because they kept me 24 hours, 7 days a week, let's say, blindfolded and the handcuff from the back. I told them I want to eat because I was fasting, I want to drink, but they didn't. They just started beating me severely and without saying anything to me. They hung us, let's say, a chicken position, they call it a faylaqa. My legs goes up and my head and my body goes down. They beat me by rubber hose in my feet.
As a British national arrested abroad, the first source of help would typically be the British consulate. But because he was travelling on his Bahraini passport, he was not immediately entitled to support. The UK Foreign Office does, however, provide an exception to that rule, if they consider that there is a special humanitarian reason to intervene. Dr. Saeed al-Shahabi is a Bahraini opposition leader and friend. Upon hearing about his imprisonment, he immediately tried to help. What did you try and do from here in the UK to help him?
We tried to lobby the Foreign Office to intervene, that he had nothing against him, he had not committed any offence, and if anything he was being persecuted for was his peaceful protest in London, participating in protests in pickets outside the embassy, and nothing more than that.
Jafar did eventually hear from the British consulate.
The first time, and the guards were with us. I couldn't even talk to him freely. He was saying, "Did they treated you well?" I said, I just laughed because I couldn't say anything to him. The second visit, I told him briefly, but focusing on the torture. I told him what happened to us exactly. We've been tortured severely and we are dying every day.
But this is at odds with what the Foreign Office have said in a letter, a copy of which was obtained by Press TV. Whilst imprisoned in Bahrain, Mr al-Hisabi says he received 3 visits from British consular staff. On the 2nd and 3rd of those visits, he said he showed staff the bruises on his wrists and said that he feared for his life. But in a letter from the Foreign Office addressed to the Vice Chair of the Parliamentary Human Rights Committee, it clearly says that Mr al-Hisabi has not asked us to raise any concerns on his behalf at this time. The letter is signed by Alistair Burt, a junior minister at the Foreign Office. It outlines how all allegations of torture are taken very seriously. But the key phrase in this letter states that if an individual doesn't feel that their treatment is in accordance with the accepted standards for prisoners' rights, the Foreign Office will, with the detainees' permission, consider raising their concerns with the relevant authorities. Jafar begged for help twice, so why didn't anyone help him? A Foreign Office spokesperson said that Jafar's 3rd visit was in February, after the letter was sent, and that William Hague personally raised his case with the Bahraini Foreign Minister. They said that his ill treatment was discussed during the 2nd visit, which was in December, but that Jafar didn't give his consent for his case to be brought up with the Bahraini authorities. The innocent victim throughout this ordeal was Jafar's daughter, Jinan, who was with him at the airport when he was arrested.
They said to us, you go back to your mum and your father's going to be with you in about 10 minutes. He won't take that long, but he never came back. The first few days or weeks, no one knew anything about him. We would go to the British embassy, they wouldn't do anything. My mum went to the prison, I don't know what it's called, but they said he wasn't there, so we didn't have any contact with him.
So how were you feeling while this was all going on?
Upset, very upset, distraught really.
Jaffar's ordeal is over for now, but human rights abuses are still said to be widespread throughout Bahrain. Steve McCall, Press TV, London.